Hello, and welcome back to the Aligned Actor Podcast. I'm Amy Schlerb, your friendly neighborhood actor and mindfulness and mindset coach for actors and creatives. Anyone who's chosen this banana pants type of career with all the highs and lows, all the ups and downs, all the twists and turns. It feels like a roller coaster that we're on, friends. And we need to be able to thrive in our full actor lives. So the point of this podcast on Substack is to help us do that. It gives us practical ideas and inspirations to help you thrive in your full actor life. And this week, we are asking the question, are you leaving your auditions unfinished? And that might sound like an acting type of like actor craft question, but it's actually a mindset question. And we're going to get into that. All too often, auditions feel unfinished to us as actors until we know the result. Did we book the thing or not? But in reality, our audition is finished, complete, done and dusted, out of our hands as soon as we hit submit on a self-tape, or as soon as we hear, hey, great, thanks for coming in, from a session runner or a casting director or whoever is in charge of running that in-person audition. It's done, friends. It's over. It's completely out of our hands. It's completely out of our control, and it is time to move on. But that is really, really, really hard because we find ourselves in this liminal space of uncertainty. It's like Schrodinger's actor. Are we booking or are we not booking? This audition might lead to something really awesome, or it might not. And until we know that answer, it feels like we're leaving something open, like it's open-ended and incomplete, and it can feel like absolute torture. It's kind of like getting to the end of a song and not hearing the resolving end note or phrase. Or the land of the free and the home of the... Finish the damn song, I beg of you! Side note, I picked the national anthem, not because it's my favorite song by any means, but because it's in public domain and I really didn't want to get sued by like Bon Jovi or something. Anyway, so if you're waiting for the result, the callback, the booking, the avail check, the release from avail, the, hey, yeah, no, that part booked and it wasn't you, to feel complete with that audition, then you're likely keeping yourself in this limbo space of uncertainty that feels really uncomfortable, and you don't actually need to be there. You're denying yourself a really satisfying moment of dopamine that can come when you declare to yourself, hey, that's finished, that's done, I completed that, check. So what do? How do we get out of liminal limbo hell? We have to find a way to feel complete with the audition. It's done, it's over, I feel finished. We have to close the loop on the audition instead of leaving it open because we're waiting to hear. You need to tell your brain that that audition is done, it's over, it's complete just as it is, because it is. The audition is done. When you tell your brain that that loop is closed, that is done, then your brain can move on to other things. And of course, this is way easier said than actually done, but that's why we practice. So I have a bunch of ideas for you on how you can practice this, how you can embody it in your body, how you can really get it across to your brain and your mind that this audition is done. So we're gonna practice the energy of it's done, that's done, as soon as we hit submit on a self-tape or as we're walking to our car after an in-person audition. So here's a couple of ideas for you. First one, you can mentally or physically cross that audition off your mental or physical to-do list. Put a big old check mark next to it. The satisfaction that we get from checking things off a list gives us that nice dopamine hit. The dopamine hit of, oh, I did that. I completed that task. You know this from other tasks that you've crossed off your to-do list. When the dishes are done, you're like, yeah, all right, yay. You get a little hit of dopamine. Another thing you can do, you can give yourself a little pat on the back. physically or just like mentally. You can maybe even say, hey, good job, me, in your mind or out loud. Hey, good job, me. Did that audition. It's done. That little self-acknowledgement and celebration is huge because it further activates more dopamine in your brain, and it reinforces the idea to your brain that this audition is done. The third idea that I have for you, and you can mix and match, you could put these all together, you can make up your own. But the third idea I have for you is that you could throw your hands up in the air like this, kind of like you're a baker on the Great British Bake Off, and the hosts have just said, bakers, your time is up. Please step away from your bakes. In a much better British accent because they really are British and they actually know how to talk like that. Anyway, so that physical embodiment of, hey, it's done, it's out of my hands, I gotta step away from it now. That helps you even more because you're literally embodying the energy of, it's done, it's over, I have to take my hands away. You're physicalizing it. It gets it into your body, not just in your mind. Makes it a little easier to move on. So my fourth idea for you is that you can use a post-audition affirmation and then mentally redirect yourself mindfully back to that phrase whenever you find yourself kind of in that liminal space of, I'm waiting to hear. I'm going to obsessively check my email now to see if maybe I have a callback or maybe I have an avail check or maybe like I booked it, right? So you're going to use a phrase, a supportive affirmation of some kind that is going to be your go-to for when you find yourself in that space and you need to redirect yourself back, like we do in mindfulness, where we're focused on our breath and then we notice that we've wandered off into the past or the future or whatever. We need to just bring ourselves back to our breath. So it's the same. We just have a phrase that we're using to do that. Something to focus on when we find ourselves off in that liminal space of waiting to hear. So some phrases you could use are, I did my work, or my work is done, or that audition is finished, or I'm done with that audition. Notice that these are all very simple, easy phrases, so you can make up your own. Checking it off and moving on with my day. I like that one. That one feels nice to me. Thank you, next. That feels fun too, because it's like, okay, thanks audition, thank you, move on, next audition, come on in. Like, I'm inviting in my next audition. It's a little woo-woo, but I like it, it's fun. My fifth, I think, idea for you is to practice knowing that every tape that you submit, every audition that you go on strengthens your reputation in the entertainment industry. It gets you more fans in casting, in production, in clients, in whoever is out there watching those tapes. They become bigger and bigger fans of yours every single tape that you turn in, every single audition that you go in. Practice knowing that. You never know who is going to see that tape and what it will lead to. So this kind of one-to-one idea of like, well, this audition can only really lead to this one particular job, and that's all it can ever do for me, is kind of a lack of imagination. So quick story time. Many years ago, I built up this great relationship with a commercial casting office, and they would call me in a lot, and it was great, and I loved it. And I never actually booked with them. I never actually booked any of the commercials that they were casting, but at one time, they just called me out of the blue, and they were like, hey, we want you to come and we're straight offering you this role in this web series. And it was a really nice web series. It had like money behind it. It had good people in it. Like people like had been series regulars on stuff. And it was a really great experience. And I got a really great scene out of it. And it was really, really fun to do and a great project. And all that came from just the fact that I kept showing up for auditions and I kept showing them my good work, and they were like, hey, Amy does good work, let's put her in this. You never know where these things are going to lead. You never know where that audition is going to lead. An audition at the end of the day is really just a completed piece of work that shows your talent and shows that you are a reliable, awesome actor. So every audition, every tape, every physical audition, like in-person audition that you go on, is just more of your good work out in the world, showing people what an awesome actor you are. So every audition is done. It's complete. It's over. And its completion is the fact that you did it and you shared it with the people that you were supposed to share it with. And that is the ultimate success of any audition. So I want you to practice closing the loop on your auditions. And a great time to practice is Self-Tape May. And you can practice this idea with every single tape that you do for Self-Tape May. Don't wait for likes or comments or for it to be reposted on the Audrey Helps Actors story feed. Don't wait for any of that. Just know that, like, all right, that one's done. I'm done. I'm moving on. It's over. I mean, there are so many tapes to do in Self-Tape May. 16 if you're actually like running for the prize and trying to get the prize package and all of that kind of stuff. So you have ample opportunity to practice that, like, okay, well, that one's done. Now we got to move on to the next one, because you got a lot to do. Because ultimately you did the work. You turned it in and you can move on with your day. I'm done with that audition. Don't live in limbo with your auditions. Don't live waiting to hear. Close the loop. The audition is done. The audition is complete. It's over. Step away from the bake. Trust me, you will feel so much better in your mind and in your body the more you practice "that's done" energy. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited to be doing Self-Tape May. Again, I'm doing mostly Hallmark stuff. If not all Hallmark stuff, that's my jam, right? So yeah, if you found this content helpful, I would so appreciate it if you would leave a comment. Let me know. If you have any questions for me, you could leave them in the comments and I can get back to you. Other stuff you want to hear about, we can talk about it there, or I can make a whole episode about it. Let me know in the comments, or also send this to a actor pal that you think could benefit from it. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye.